Welcome to INC News World. I'm Michael Robinson, coming to you from the INC Media Studios in Jacksonville, Florida. The shores of Ewa Beach, Hawaii is a blend of natural beauty and rich cultural heritage. And it is also here that a worship service was led by one of the primary helpers of the executive minister, Brother Eduardo V. Manalo, and sent from the Philippines. Galen Baitan has that report.
The island of Oahu is filled with breathtaking natural landscapes and beaches, with Oahu meaning the gathering place. It is also here that remains of historical significance for the Church of Christ, as it is where members gathered for the first worship service outside the Philippines in 1968 when the church first reached the far west. And neighboring Ewa Beach on the island of Oahu is Pearl Harbor, the site which was bombed by the Japanese forces that brought the United States into World War II. But decades later, this would also be where the Church of Christ would flourish, as a local congregation would be established in 2009. This year, they commemorate their 15th anniversary, and today, members from around the ecclesiastical district of Hawaii Pacific gathered at the House of Worship of Ewa Beach for a sacred occasion. And they reflect on the blessings God has graced them with.
I've been in Pearl Harbor. I've seen it when it's just started its extension. I've seen that it's growing. It's really strengthened me once again, and I've been edified because of the lesson that I taught by one of the primary helper of our administration.
Instead, be glad that you are in the very thick of what Christ experienced. This is a spiritual refining process with glory just around the corner. God uses even the things that might seem negative. God even uses those times you go through troubles. There are times you go through painful problems. Everything God uses for purpose to bring good results on our behalf.
Led by Brother Joel San Pedro, one of the primary helpers of the executive minister of the Church of Christ, Brother Eduardo V. Manalo, and sent from the Philippines. Members like Amber were strengthened once again by the lesson that was taught today.
One of the things that we learned today was how we should deal with struggles in this life. In order to overcome these obstacles and trials, it's important to remember that you are never alone. We always have God by our side. This is essential, especially for those who feel like giving up. And even as an officer, it's an important thing to keep in mind, because knowing that God is by your side and having that motivation is something that will always keep you going.
And it is through pioneering members that the youth here in Hawaii continue to draw inspiration that they may continue to carry on in service to God.
From the pioneering members in the locale, I think they've taught us many great things. One of them being that it's important to stand firm in your faith, no matter how long you've been in the church.
The lesson today was really good, very inspiring, especially, you just trust in God. And also, it inspired us and also gave us the stronger faith. To the younger generations, rely on what God can do for them, and also trust in the Lord. Keep on praying, and they will make it. We are living witnesses of that.
It's been a very great blessing to be part of the 15 years that Pearl Harbor has been around, and a beautiful thing to watch it grow as a locale.
This is a great blessings for the locale of Pearl Harbor, because our beloved Brother Eduardo Manalo remember us. It's very small locale, but he remember us. We received message from one of the primary helper of our beloved Brother Eduardo V. Manalo, so it give us more stronger faith.
And though our executive minister is far away, we know and feel that he loves us because he sends us his helpers. And of course, ministers or workers to guide us as we live as Christians.
It really touches our heart We feel the love of the church administration. This lesson teaches us to hope in God, trust in God, and that is our faith. We see it as a grace from God, and it makes us very hopeful that the administration remembers us.
Along with the local congregation of Pearl Harbor, others were also strengthened, like members of the local congregation of Kalaheo, connecting via video conferencing, and recently commemorated 55 blessed years of God's guidance.
Oh, I'm very overwhelmed with joyful because this is a very great experience. Trials is giving me more strength in our faith and the more be victorious in fulfilling all our responsibilities. This is the manifestation that the church administration loves us in this part of the world.
From the beginning up to the end, words are not enough to say how blessed it was. We thank the church administration for remembering us in our district, especially in our local Kalayo for its milestone 55 years.
Also connected was the local congregation of American Samoa, who commemorated their 13th anniversary.
We have celebrated the 110 years of success and milestone of the Church of Christ. And here in our district, the locals of Pearl Harbor, Kalaheo, and American Samoa, this makes us hopeful that as many milestones as there will be in the future, we can continue in our services to God. And if we go through these milestones, we have many more reasons again to thank our Almighty God abundantly.
When one looks back on how the church reached Hawaii back in 1968, the love and concern of Brother Eranio G. Manalo for the brethren shines. Church history tells us that he personally traveled from the Philippines to officiate the first worship service in the Far West. And as the years went by, from time to time, Brother Eranio Manalo would send ministers from the central office to personally look into and report to him the condition of the brethren outside the Philippines. The care that the brethren felt under the leadership of Brother Eranio Manalo then is the same care that the brethren at present feel under the administration of Brother Eduardo V. Manalo.
Brother Eranio Manalo had a very significant impact on the brethren here in Hawaii Pacific, starting with the fulfillment of the prophecy. Of course, the church spread from the far east in the Philippines to the far west here in Hawaii, or more specifically here in Eva Beach. From then on, it kicked off the massive growth and expansion of the church, and now during the time of Brother Eduardo V. Manalo, the church is all the more strong and active in our duties to God.
What we can see is in our celebration, we're actually fulfilling also what's in the scriptures, where each generation should continue telling the next generation what God has done. When we learn everything that God had planned, He fulfilled. The different troubles that God's people went through, different and very difficult tests, God has always been there to rescue His people, to help His people, to strengthen His people, to uphold His chosen ones. When our children to our grandchildren learn these things, then they'll also learn to trust in God also, to see how His promises are always fulfilled. And in trusting in God from generation to generation, we'll have people of God who will continue to please God, obeying His holy will.
Every time our executive minister sends someone to visit the brethren here in our district, we find such occasions as a cause for joy. It's always a reminder that we matter to God, and such feeling is being shared by the entire district, from us ministers and church workers, the church officers, and even for the brethren.
Whether in Hawaii or other parts of the world, members continue to feel the love of God through the church administration and through sacred occasions such as these, giving them the hope to carry on no matter what struggles they may experience. From Eva Beach, Hawaii, I'm Galen Baitan reporting for the Iglesia ni Cristo News Network.
Congratulations to all the congregations celebrating their milestone anniversary, especially in receiving further inspiration through God's words. Well, that does it for this episode of INC News World. Tune in every Sunday for new episodes on INC TV and every Saturday on incmedia.org, our YouTube channel, and on streaming platforms. I'm Michael Robinson. Thank you for joining us. Stay safe, and we'll see you next time. God bless.